potatoes that I've taken from inside the house, let them sit for a while. They started sprouting. I cut them up into, I split them up. I cut them so I get more individual sprouts pretty much. Separated them from themselves. I get about 4, or usually 2 from each potato. And then just space them out a couple inches from each other, about 2 inches. And it gives them room so that they'll grow. They're not too claustrophobic, not too close to each other. Then I basically just put in some compost. The soil is really dry and gravelly, so it's not great in this area. It doesn't drain well, and it's very clumped up. It's very hard. So I've then just gone and got some leftover compost, added it into the road that I've overturned, or the sod that I've overturned. And then I've just added some mulch, so basically just dry hay, dry grass from the field when the field was cut last. And that'll work nicely as a mulch, and I'll just water them now because we've been getting a lot of dry weather and it hasn't rained in a while. I've already started some potatoes here in a bucket because I wasn't prepared. I didn't have anywhere. I was hoping to do these in a raised bed, but I don't really actually need a raised bed, so I'm just gonna do them in the ground here and see how it goes. And maybe you can't see it here, but I'll get a close up. And these ones have already spread, and I've maybe, you see the leaves coming up above the soil, and put some mulch on top again. Maybe I planted those like 4 or 5 days ago, and already they're doing well. Alright guys, so I'm just here at the second raised garden bed that I've made here, and look how simple it was to make, and I'm so happy that I've started kind of getting into a bit more gardening and planting vegetables here in the spring. The weather here is just incredible. I can't believe how nice the weather has been for the last few weeks. And if you ever thought about getting started, now's the time for sure. Yeah, incredible. There's so many resources and things around to get at it, and to learn so much from YouTube and the internet as well. So just want to give a few tips that I've learned over the last while. So a great way to obtain some mulch is basically, once you cut your lawn, gather up all your dry grass, maybe on the back of your lawnmower or however you cut your grass. You can collect it quite easily, so you're not like me having to shovel it up and rake it up over such a long period of time. But it doesn't take so long actually. Anyway, so great way to get some hay. Of course, there's a debate if straw or hay, which is the best, but even just using hay mulch is great, dry grass. From what I've seen people doing it, and it works so well. So dry grass, great way of mulch. Put it on top of your plants, once they get started, and it's a great way to keep that composition, to keep it keep the process going, and add to your soil and your compost. So again, you don't have to always keep topping up sawdust and that sort of thing. So again, another great way is keep your egg trays. Keep your cardboard egg trays. They'll be brilliant for sowing seeds and starting seeds for germination indoors before you want to bring them outside. So you want to prepare them and make sure they're strong enough, and keep them for a few weeks, and then you can go and transplant them outside. Everything that I've done so far, I haven't actually transplanted anything. I've already started it outside, and as you can see with the smaller raised garden bed that I've made, I made sure I had the perspex, or the plastic lid on top, so they were well insulated. They were getting the heat all throughout the day, from morning to when the sun sets. And now that they've gotten a little bit bigger throughout the day, I open the top a little bit for most of the day actually, and make sure fresh air is circulating, getting in there, and that the sun, it's not too hot, it's not frying them basically. So what I'm going to do next is basically just add some of my compost to my egg trays, and I'm going to sow some seeds that I've left over. So I think I've got like some turnip, parsley, mint, what else, and some radish I think. So again, because I don't really have any place for them right now outside, I can't really control the environment like with the raised beds that I've done here. I'm going to sow these and have them inside, get them germinating inside, and then transplant them after a couple of weeks. So, well, as you've seen what I did with the potatoes, I have a few left over, so I'm gonna get them planted beside the other ones. I've added a nice perspex sheet that I had lying around. Basically, I just found it. It was used in the shed, and it wasn't being used anymore, and it fits perfectly. I just made some little brackets for it, basically out of just a piece of wood, so it sits down nicely. And already since I put the perspex on there, I'm seeing 3 rows of seeds already germinating, which is incredible. They came up above the soil. They weren't there 2 days ago, and the last 2 days they started, so that's incredible. It goes to show you how much the heat makes such a difference as well. So now I'm basically just going to plant the last of the potatoes, sow some more seeds to get them germinating and starting inside. What else? And then I'm going to water all the vegetables and seeds that I have here. So now that the sun is set, so that's the best time to do it. Early in the morning before the sun rises, just before the sun rises, or when the sun sets, just so it's not too hot and the water isn't evaporating straight away, and causing harm on the seeds. So that's the best way to do it, and it's working well. I'm seeing incredible growth over the last few days. So that's all I have to share, and hopefully this information has been helpful for anyone willing to start or wanting to start growing vegetables or plants or getting into permaculture and all those things. So good stuff, guys. I'll keep you updated along the way.